What's up, everyone? You are listening to Arrival and Queen. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're so happy you guys are joining us because we've got a treat this week.
We've got a treat. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday is right.
Ashley, before we get into the treats, I have two stories I want to share with you that I think you'll enjoy.
I can't wait.
The first one is, I'm going to say this is from a fan. I got a text today through Instagram. Well, it's not a text, a DM from a friend of mine, Blaine Edwards, who's a fan of ours. And he had a dream last night.
Oh, God. What kind of dream?
He said, I had a dream last night and Rival and Queen had opened a Sarah Murphy themed coffee shop. I think it was called Big Biz Coffee.
So
in St. John's, Newfoundland.
This is dope because I would go there. For those of you who don't know, one of our friends nicknamed Sarah Big Biz when we worked together. She's like, here comes Big Biz. So anyway, so there's allegedly a hypothetical Big Biz coffee in St. John's, Newfoundland.
And he said, I think the logo was a color vector of use. Just like a mix. Amazing.
Imagine the treat people would get.
What do you think would be the special at the Big Biz?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, maybe for the breakfast special. Okay.
I think you would have like 30 variations.
Tell me, give me some idea.
Really good coffee, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Really good music. You'd probably kiss and hug every patron that came in. Like you would be obsessed.
If you were hired, you'd have to kiss and hug every patron.
Minus COVID. I mean, Sarah.
And I'd work. So I'd work there as well. Okay.
No, you would be there every day.
Like Pete from Luckins.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Like kissing babies.
Oh, I like that idea. Hands. But I do think you're right. The breakfast special would be like a chocolate chip cookie and a coffee.
So why am I involved in this?
Well, he's just said it was Rival and Queen opened it. It was like Rival and Queen.
But we crowned a picture of Sarah with Big Biz.
We Rival and Queen's expanding our business ventures into opening Big Biz Coffee, and then the logo is just me.
Do you know what I will say though? If we have a coffee shop someday, I'm into this foreshadowing.
I think Big Biz Coffee is a great name.
We don't mess around. Big Biz.
So Blaine, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We love you.
What's your second story?
My second story is not as PG as this one. So So just for any of the moms out there listening, no, just like have a light sense of humor with this one. So this evening, before we started recording, I get a call from my mother. Mm-hmm. And you know, my mother, she's a beautiful woman. She's home in Grand Falls, Newfoundland, Grand Falls, Windsor, doing her grocery shopping in the Dominion there, you know, just running her chores. She's got her purse in her arm, probably one hand on the cart, and her phone rings and it's a call through WhatsApp. And she does have a virtual assistant that she works with that lives in India. And so she thought it was Manju calling her. So she answers in the grocery store. You know, she's in the dairy aisle. That's like a big aisle. There's two directions. People are around. And isn't it a naked man?
Like on video?
On video.
In the store.
Like chat rouletting mom.
This is amazing.
Masturbating. So mom's grocery shopping and there's just, you know, well, she hung up. She was like flustered and hung up, but then they called back and she accidentally answered a second time. So that, but she said
she was probably very confused.
Well, she said when they called back the third time, she didn't answer.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard of this. What did you call it? Video roulette?
No, chat roulette. Have you never heard of chat roulette?
No one sends me.
Well, no, chat roulette doesn't exist anymore. But I think when we were in university, chat roulette, or maybe high school, chat roulette was like a thing. I never used it.
Who was going to answer? You called all these people.
So chat roulette was just like a website you would go to, and you would just like go on and you'd be on video with someone else anywhere in the world. But like the
naked?
No, you weren't naked, but that was the thing with chat roulette is you were rolling the dice, and very often you get a naked person.
Okay.
But mom, it was through WhatsApp. And I just thought it was so funny because mom, she just gets flustered. So she had probably 1,000 things on her mind and thought it was a good idea to answer this anonymous phone call.
Did she showed you a screenshot?
Well, I told her, I was like, you know, that's probably a nice little treat for you tonight.
Maybe Home Alone. I don't know.
Anyway,
oh my God.
I can just picture, and there's probably some, you know, poor grandmother next to her.
What a sin.
She probably thought it was a
treat. That stuff still happens a lot through Instagram.
Does it? That's
I don't
never
open
happened
them,
to me.
But no, okay. Let's just preface that with like not masturbating videos, but I mean, you get those ones they're like fake accounts.
Yeah.
Of girls. We get them. I
we delete them a lot. Yeah. Well, but no one's called us on our phone, so I hope that never happens.
No, God, no. Imagine a FaceTime from a random number.
No.
I mean, it's embarrassing for them. I wouldn't be that embarrassed. Like, what do you mean?
But bless Mom, we love you. Thank you for sharing that story with me. I thought that was great. So those are the two stories I had to share
today. I don't have any good stories.
Well, I had none until about a half hour before this recording.
Blaine and Catherine coming in.
Thank you guys.
I mean, Mark told us the story earlier, but we won't tell anyone that story.
No, we'll keep that one under wraps. But you know what? Enough about our stories, because today we've got the ultimate storyteller.
I know, the Russian prince.
The Russian prince, Steve Dixon, is here with us today. He is home in Nova Scotia right now, so we took advantage. He's normally living in Cardiff, Wales, playing hockey for the Elite Ice Hockey League. I didn't want to mess it up.
No, you got it.
But I didn't do a good job.
We were thinking European for some reason, but it's elite.
Yeah, and so he's playing in Wales. And so we have him on today. We learn about his career playing hockey in the US, all through Europe. We find out about his time living in Russia, how he became the Russian prince, which is an excellent tale.
Yeah, he was quite the Russian model, we hear. And I don't think his friends have let him live that one down when they came to visit him and saw those billboards.
Well, we loved it. And we also learn about, he's given Biz Nasty his nickname.
Paul Bissonnette. Bissonnette? Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Okay. You know who we mean.
Not as important as Steve Dixon.
No. But for those of you who don't know, Stephen Dixon gave him that title.
So we have a great chat with him today, and we learn all about kind of, even what's next for him in his career and his time in Wales, where it's been his favorite place to play hockey.
He's got a lot of stories. I hear this through friends that he's like the ultimate. So I think that off the record, Sarah, there's more stories that will come out.
I think so too. So this is
for our hearts.
I know. And this was a great episode, and just, light and fun and nice to kind of learn about. I'm not familiar at all with like a hockey career and what that looks like. So it was interesting to hear. And we got to learn he played in Cape Breton with the Screaming Eagles for 5 years, I think he said. So we get some tales from his youth about growing up in Cape Breton, which was nice too.
And also we played the funnest game. So
when we first met, well, not when we first met Steve, but we were hanging out all together a couple weeks ago, and he casually mentioned to Ashley and I that he has no ability to tell a good-looking man. And
I don't even know how we got onto this.
I think he just volunteered the information.
Or probably you said, oh, he's a babe about someone.
And I said, don't you think that man is attractive? And he's like, could never tell a good-looking man. And so when you say something like this to Ashley or I, immediately
we write it down. We don't forget that.
Well, we thought that can't be true. So in addition to Queenie Grams on this week's episode, we played a special game of Hot or Not, where we got Steve to actually go through a list of, or a group of photos of different men.
Some were hard.
To tell us whether he thought they were hot or not. And he did a good job.
He did. Him and I have the same taste.
You guys do have the same taste in men. So Jeff Keel, Ashley's husband, you better watch out.
We should have thrown Jeff into the mix just for fun, but we didn't.
That would have been a good one.
No, it was such a good episode. I'm so excited for everyone to hear this. I had a blast.
We hope you'll enjoy it. And if you want to follow Steve, you can at SJDixon18 on Instagram. He's got the blue check mark, verified.
You'll know it's him. You'll know it is the real Steve Dixon.
And not an impersonator.
Thank God. Who would want that?
All right, guys, let's just dive in right away.
All right, we have a special guest in the studio today. Welcome, Steve Dixon, to the Rival and Queen podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I like to say this for some reason to most guys that come in. I'm like, did you ever imagine we should be on a podcast with us called Rival and Queen?
I think it's pretty cool. You guys are doing a great thing, so it's exciting to be here.
It's all about living your most queenly life, so we can't wait to hear what you've got.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
going to help us live our most queenly life.
We're excited for your advice.
I don't have much, but we'll see. We'll see what I can come up with.
So I've known you kind of from a distance for a long time. You played hockey with my brother, and I don't know if my dad coached you or in that world.
Yeah, so it's been probably, I don't know when I started playing with, even against your brother, probably, I'd say we were about 7, 8 years old, I'd say.
Yeah.
So Then we came right up through and did the all the under 16 camps and everything, and Jeff too. Jeff as well. We were always playing with or against each other. So yeah, it's a pretty small world, the hockey world around here, with even relatives and family members. So it's good to good world to be part of, though, for sure.
Well, you made it a lot farther than Jeff and Greg. So kudos to you.
Sorry, Greg.
I mean, that's not a secret. But yeah, we kind of reconnected more recently because you're back in Halifax. You're here because of COVID. That's really kind of put a stop to your career. What's that been like?
No, it's in a weird way, it's actually been, I'm kind of a pretty positive guy. So I try to take the best of everything. So I've actually, been enjoying myself quite a bit. It's been nice to be home, be around family and friends. And, usually I'm away, 8-9 months of the year, maybe more. And so to be able to be home and see my parents, see my good buddies. And, just the weird thing is obviously, my season got canceled. So I haven't been playing hockey, and, it's kind of a weird in between time where
Totally.
Sometimes it's kind of hard even just to fill the day, right? There's not much going on. So
you end up on podcasts like this.
Yeah, no. It works so good. Yeah.
I know that's such a change for you, probably, though.
Well, you just, like anything, right? You're so stuck in a routine.
Yeah.
Playing hockey, your day's pretty set up for you. You know what you're going to do. Basically, probably the last 15 years of my life, every day is scheduled where you're doing this, a game here, practice here. You just kind of float through things, and now that's been the hardest part, I think, is just kind of trying to fill your day and stay busy. But like I said, it's been nice to be back home, and I think I was probably 15 years old when I was in Halifax full time, so just a long time.
Nice to live here for a period of time.
Yeah, no, it's been great, and it's always been somewhere I want to live when I'm done playing. So, it's nice to get a taste of that now.
It's a good place to be.
We love it,
especially in the COVID environment.
Yeah.
It's when our season did get canceled, they told us we could go, look in other places in Europe, and just with the way COVID was going, countries were getting shut down, leagues were kind of starting to stop, and then if I was younger, if I was say 25, I probably want to keep going, keep playing over there and stay busy. But we're pretty lucky here. We're living a pretty normal life with COVID, so it's been great that way.
Have a lot of your teammates gone into other leagues right now?
Yeah, I think a lot of them did. Most of them did. I think there's only maybe a couple of older guys that didn't venture out. But yeah, guys are kind of scattered all over Europe now, and staying in shape. And hopefully, it looks like they're going to have a season next year in my league in the UK. I'm in Cardiff, Wales, so they're looking like they're going to have a season. So hopefully, it comes back.
That'll be awesome.
Ooh. So, as I mentioned, Jeff, or you mentioned, who is my husband,
yes,
for those of you who don't know, we were talking to Jeff about you coming on a few days ago. He was giving us some tidbits, and now it's just coming back to me about you being called, in his words, he's like, Dixon was the Russian prince when he was over playing in the Russian league, because he was on billboards and he was doing some modeling. But I'm sure the guys don't let you forget.
Oh no, I think it was my buddy Neville in Cape Breton came up with the nickname, and it was actually a hilarious story. One day, we had a translator, and the city was over by China. It was in the Far East, and
like past Siberia.
Yeah. So it was
okay.
I think we had a sign. It was like 30 kilometers to China, or 30 miles to the Chinese border. Yeah. So we were like way over there, and I just got a call from the translator one day. They're like, "Yeah, we need you at the rink." I was like, "Okay." So I come down, and there's like a team of people there, and it was for some like fashion. It was like a magazine or something. I got a picture, I think, on Facebook. It's hilarious. And I had a big beard, and the Russian lady, didn't like the beard, so she wanted me to shave, which isn't easy when you have a pretty thick beard. So
like on the spot.
On the spot,
right?
So I had shaving cream and like a disposable razor, trying to shave through a pretty thick beard. It took, I don't know how long, but anyways, I did this whole, I still don't know what it was for.
What do you mean?
Well, it was like I said, it was a fashion magazine. And then I didn't talk to anybody, and there's like a 3 or 4 page spread with like quotes and everything from me, which I obviously didn't. I don't speak Russian. Yeah, it was probably my translator buddy. And anyway, yeah, all of a sudden, like this magazine came out, and then the pictures on billboards, and like guys on my team were just dying laughing because I still don't know what I did or what it was for.
You never like looked into it.
Well, I just knew it was like some sort of fashion magazine, but besides that, I don't know what I said.
Good. We're gonna have to find this online.
Sarah,
I have a good picture of it. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, send me a photo and then I'll do some recon to figure out what you've been saying.
Yeah. No, it's one of those funny things though from living in some of these crazy countries and looking back at that stuff. A lot of my buddies still call me the Russian Prince, so that's pretty hilarious.
I love that. How long were you in Russia?
I did two full seasons and then half of a season. So yeah, like 2.5 years and 3 different places. So 1 year was in the middle of Siberia, and that one was in the Far East, and then another team was closer to Moscow. So
which was your favorite place?
Honestly, probably the one on the Far East actually it's called the Barovsk. It was like a very beautiful city, pretty modern city for a Russian standard. So it was pretty cool. It was just such a different world that
totally.
Not everyone gets to see. So it's
totally
pretty cool. Yeah.
And you were also the Russian Prince.
And the Russian Prince, yeah.
They loved you there. The celebrity.
Did you have
I wouldn't say that.
Did you have the long hair there?
No,
too?
I never. I think I had my hair long once, and then I just randomly happened. I went to Germany and I got a haircut there. I never liked having like the sides of my head shaved, so I just wanted like a little trim.
Mhm.
But there was a little bit of a language barrier. The guy didn't speak English. Totally shaved my like pretty tight haircut. I was like,
Never again.
well, I was just kind of like, oh, forget. I'm not going back for a haircut. And yeah, it's kind of been going ever since.
Years later.
I was there for 2 years and never went for a haircut, and then it just kept going. So.
It's the perfect hockey photo.
Yeah, you nailed it.
You're gonna have to get it cut at some point.
I don't know. You can go back to Russia, do another modeling stand with the long hair, see which they like better.
Yeah, that's about it.
So you didn't pick up any Russian while you were over there, and not enough German to get your hair cut.
Exactly.
But
yeah, I
still...
didn't. It's funny, living in different countries, even playing junior in the Quebec League. I didn't pick up any other languages, which now I look back would have been pretty cool to do. But I never put the effort in.
Well, you weren't in school or anything then, were you? No.
No.
So it didn't force you to.
No.
How's your English accent right now?
From the UK,
accent,
the
yeah.
Welsh. Well, that's not very good either.
It's not very good. You don't want to like show us.
But I actually learned I learned a good lesson there. So people in Wales are very, they're very proud people.
Yeah.
And then like you can't say English.
Yeah.
To someone in Wales. So I did that like my first day. I was like, oh, it's nice to be in an English environment. I meant the language because I was playing in different countries where it was different languages. Yeah, the people didn't take too kindly to that. They don't like being referred to as English, right? They're Welsh. So things you learn.
There.
Things you learn.
Yeah, exactly. Where else have you been? You were in Sweden for a little bit.
Yeah, so I started in Sweden, then I went to Finland, then I went to Russia, and then I went back to Sweden and Finland, and I was in Germany, and now I'm in the UK. So I've been kind of all over Europe. Yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. Yeah,
but it really did start here, out east.
Oh, big time. Yeah,
In Cape Breton.
Yeah, especially in Cape Breton. Yeah, it's funny to think back of now, like going to play junior hockey, move away. I was still 15. I was turning 16 in September.
That's so young.
Thinking about it now, it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up, you live with the billet family. You're traveling on the road all the time. For us, it was, I think, closest game was Halifax, 4 or 5 hours. And I guess you kind of go from a boy to a man down there. You learn pretty quick. No, but
we gotta send all the boys down to Cape Breton.
No, but you know what I mean. Those are, it's just like pretty big years, 16 when you leave, you're 20 years old. So it's, it's a big gap there. But I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a place like Cape Breton.
The nicest people.
Oh, I meet so many great people. I did my high school there. It was a lot of fun. I was pretty fortunate to get to do that instead of nothing wrong with going to Quebec, and there's a lot of great places in Quebec, but I was pretty fortunate to be able to stay in Nova Scotia.
Well, as we know, you don't like learning languages. So.
That's right. Yeah. Made life a lot easier.
Especially in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't be able to talk to girls, make new friends.
No, I wouldn't be able to do anything.
All right, we've heard some other rumors here. So you've gotten to play with a number of very fun people throughout your career. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot.
We've heard that you are the one who gave Biz Nasty his nickname.
Yeah,
Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, that was so me and Biz lived together for my first 2 years in Wilkes-Barre. So it was our first 2 years pro, and but we knew each other. There was a little group of us. We came up going through under 18, under 17s together, stuff like that, and then we got to Wilkes-Barre, which is Pittsburgh's farm team, and few of us, me, him, and Danny Carcillo, knew each other, ended up, getting a place together. So we lived there for 2 years. And I'm just trying to think how it came about, but it was pretty funny how the nickname Biz Nasty stuck with him, and how I know. It's just
you should
funny.
Be getting royalties for this, maybe.
I know. I should tell him that.
Yes.
But no, it's funny how that nickname stuck with him, and now it's, geez, he's doing pretty well for himself for sure. And just that year that Ryan Whitney was there on the team as well, who was on Spit and Chicklets with them, and we had Colby Armstrong, who was he's doing commentating. Is he with Sportsnet or?
I think so. You met
we
him.
met him. Yeah,
I know his wife Melissa.
Oh, Mel was awesome. Yeah,
she's hilarious.
Mel actually took me to my driver's test, and I got my driver's license, which is funny. But
they've got a slew of children as well.
Yeah, they've got about 4 or 5, don't they?
Four. Yeah.
4, yeah.
So,
yeah, they're great. But we just had so many characters down there, and it's funny seeing all those guys, and just being in the dressing room daily with these guys was hilarious. So I wasn't surprised to see a lot of them get into media when they're done playing. Oh yeah, it was. But everyone got along. It was a really good group of guys. So it was good memories for sure.
We love that. Although we still want to know, we want you to go home and think about why you gave Biz this name.
I know there's
it's all right.
We've got a couple of I've heard one was in the dressing room in Philly after a fight. I don't know, my version, my memory might be a little different. I can't really, but I gotta piece it together. I gotta figure out the actual.
But we're just gonna tell you this: whatever you say is the actual version that we're going with.
That's true. That's
true.
I can say whatever.
You can say whatever you want here right now, and we're giving you.
You'll probably never hear this.
That as a platform again. This is the official version. So you can sit on that.
Yeah, I'll sit on it. I gotta figure out how it actually happened. I'll call a few of the guys and ask.
All right.
Ask how it came about.
Do you want to call them now? I'm just joking.
So when we did run into you a few weeks ago, actually a week ago, you told us, I want to go back and talk about your first day of school at Sydney Academy.
Yeah, Sydney Academy. Yeah.
I loved that story. Sarah and I were laughing the next day. We're like, imagine small town, because I'm from a very small town. Like
I'm also from a small town.
Yeah. Reels in.
Oh yeah, it's just funny thinking about. Like I said, you grow up with your buddies. We had a great group of guys and girls, like just a great group. We all hung out with at QEH, which actually is torn down now. So
the high school here in Halifax.
Yeah, kind of showing my age a bit there, but no. Anyways. We had such a great group of people, and then you go into grade 11. It's kind of like important years of your life. You're usually with your friends, and then you show up, and you really don't know a soul. And I remember, like at QE, we go for lunch, we go to Wendy's, we go to McDonald's, grab a donair or whatever it is, and everyone was eating at the cafeteria, and I just remember, getting your food, and you're turning around and literally don't know anybody, like one person. It's kind of yeah, it's just a very weird feeling, but at the same time, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and it just kind of laughed and went along with it. And yeah, you end up meeting people. A friend of mine, Rochelle, who you guys know, and
she's a big fan. Shout out to Rochelle.
Yeah,
she'll be listening to this.
Yeah, but no, it's just funny how people come up to you and introduce themselves and, hey, come sit with us or hang with us, and then all of a sudden, you still have those friendships this many years later, right? So it's part of the whole process, I guess.
God love the Cape Breton welcomes.
Yeah, and I always said that the best part too about playing in Cape Breton, all the people I made buddies with, a lot of them live up in Halifax. There's probably more people I went to high school with in Cape Breton that live in Halifax now than people I went to high school with in Halifax, because a lot of people moved away from Halifax, went to Toronto, Calgary, or wherever. But yeah, it was just like you said, that first day, it's such a.
But how did you get to school in day?
Well, that was the other thing. Yeah, we were supposed to take a school bus, and I'm like, geez, I can't. I'm thinking like, you watch movies. It sounds stupid, but you watch movies and it's like everyone has their assigned seat. And I'm thinking, am I going to come in and like sit in like a bully seat? Like, am I going to get beat up on the school bus? I'm like, I'm just going to take a taxi. And we had a team taxi account. I remember that. I ended up taking a taxi everywhere. Like, I take one to school. I take one like after school. I go to practice. And the night, if I want to go to the movies, I take a taxi. Sometimes
so you didn't have your license at this point.
No, I didn't get my license until I was like 22.
Really? Oh, good, because he had the team taxi. What did he need a license for?
It actually never really interested me. But anyways, after that, and sometimes at lunch, you're meeting me. Hey, let's go to Wendy's or wherever. So I was taking maybe some days 5, 6, 7 taxis a day, and I thought it was free taxis, but it was. Anyways, you had to write it off through the team. I remember the coach came in and was like, man, you blew up the taxi budget in a month for a whole year for the whole team. I think it was for like older guys if they went out and had a couple of drinks, didn't want to drive, right? Stuff like that. But I just thought it was a free taxi. So that didn't go over well, but
your own personal driver.
Basically, that's what I thought it was. But so that's how I got around the first little while. But,
do you know what's funny about thinking of my small town, which is much smaller than Sydney? Like, we didn't have taxis. That'd be weird to go around and I don't know where you'd find them, but that's just funny.
Well, when you told us that story, I thought about my first day when I moved to Grand Falls, because I was 15. I was in grade 10. But my story, much like yours, though, you're coming from Halifax. I was coming from Halifax and going to Grand Falls, and of course knew no one. And then I was like, dear God, like, what the hell is this going to be? But I just got through the first day of school, went home. Within 20 minutes of being home, my doorbell rang, and there were 6 guys.
Wow.
Boys?
Oh, yeah. And they had known before I got there that I had moved, because like one of them lived on the street, and the town was so small that they were like, there's a new girl here. Oh. And they're like, we all have to meet her.
That's hilarious.
First. And that was my,
what do you think?
Well, I was like confused, first of all, how they knew where I lived.
Followed you home.
But like, it was, they all ended up becoming my friends through the jigs and the reels of it. But it was like, I just like know that feeling going to a small town. I think it's a way better way to move, because people notice you and they want to meet you. Yeah,
no, and it's, I found even in Halifax, it was pretty, everyone the school, it's a big school. Everyone has their own clique, right? It was like, I had my friends. It's like whatever part of town you live in, and Friday nights you hang out with the same people all the time. Where Cape Breton was like, oh, there's a party tonight. Why don't you come? And then you go and like everybody's there. Like there's no. Everyone was very, I don't know the word, but
welcoming.
Like everyone was invited to the party. Where in Halifax there'd be like 5 or 6 different parties with different cliques. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's part of it. Maybe it's just a big school, small town, stuff like that. So
we love that. Yeah. Okay, I have another question. I'm just looking at Ashley for the approval, All right, so now here's my question, because I'm not as well versed in hockey as Ashley is. So like, because she grew up with it, and then I just had
She likes to watch hockey.
yeah, sort of, like if it's happening.
And
Yeah. And like
So you're halfway there.
we've been to, just make this clear, we've gone to handfuls of NHL games together. We've missed complete periods because we're talking to
That's
people
funny.
and drinking.
I mean, we didn't realize we missed an entire
Well,
period.
that's the best part of going to any sporting event
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Exactly.
it's not about watching the actual event. You know,
No.
Not
Or
at
the
this point.
drinking
Not,
and stuff.
not on that trip.
Yeah. We like,
This was in Nashville.
Yeah.
And everything
Oh,
else
Nashville's incredible.
Exactly.
yeah. We didn't
That was like the
know what
last
was
trip
going
I went on right before COVID.
on. Oh, good choice.
I know, it's bachelor party.
If
too,
I
so
knew-
it's- Nashville's awesome.
Nashville is our
Awesome place.
favorite place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the best.
We're
And-
big fans.
I think if I knew COVID was happening, we would have went just before.
Yes.
Got it
I
in.
would have picked you up from Florida.
Yeah.
Well, actually, remember when you were in Florida, you were asking me to come down and meet you? Anyways,
Why didn't you?
it was a mistake. We didn't know what was
When
coming
everything
down.
clears up, we can all go.
Okay, what I want to know, this isn't particularly important, just out of interest,
Mhm.
between the US, Sweden, Russia, Finland, now England, or sorry, well, Wales.
Liz.
Oh God, can't mess that up. Where's been your favorite to play and live? They don't have to be the same answer.
I'd say I really loved Finland.
Really?
Yeah, Finland was an awesome place. I think it was partially because I had great friends outside the hockey team, which when you're living in these European countries doesn't happen very often. So we had a really good teams, and yeah, I had a great group of friends that I hung out with all the time away from the rink, which kind of gives you that break. And but obviously Cardiff is it's all English, beautiful city. It reminds me a lot of Halifax, and the people there are amazing. But I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had really any bad experiences living in.
I mean, you were the Russian prince. Obviously, that was okay.
But even in Russia, it's you hear people sometimes struggle a bit. But if I was there by myself, so I didn't have any worries. If you have wife and kids there, it might be a little hectic with the language barrier. But yeah, I had no problems in Russia at all, and got to know a lot of the Russian guys and hang out with them. Even there's been nights I'd go for beers with guys. No one spoke English, so it'd be me and like 6 Russian guys. No one spoke a word, but we'd have a great time. We just like laugh, and, like sign language type of thing. We'd laugh. You could tell.
Well, they're all speaking. You just don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, but they're trying to like throw the odd
Include you.
word in.
Yeah.
So it's funny. Like you can tell when people are good guys or good people. Doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it doesn't matter the language, but in a way it doesn't. You can still sit around and have a good time with.
Connect.
Yeah. So that was it was all every place was different experiences, and cool to see the different cultures. And like I said, there was Germany's such a great place to live too.
Yeah, I love Germany.
Sweden as well. I just think for me, I had some of my best years hockey wise in Finland, and yeah, some of the best teams I was on was in Finland. So that's probably when you're winning and things are going good, it makes things a little easier,
Yeah,
a little
it's more
funner.
fun.
Like when you enjoy going to the rink every day.
That's awesome.
Some places I lived, maybe the best cities where if things weren't going so well, you're like, oh, this place sucks. But it's actually, if things were going well, it'd probably be one of my favorite places. So
We love that.
yeah.
Is this when you were playing in Cape Breton, is this what you were envisioning for this long? Like most people don't get to play hockey this long.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. You just kind of, in a way, playing this long kind of keeps you young. You just go year to year and then figure out, where you're going to play. But yeah, I guess playing at this age, I never really thought maybe I'd last this long or play this long. But it's someone asked me the other day how old I was. I was like, supposed to say 27. I'm like, 35. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you just, you're around young guys all the time too. Every year there's some new.
Fresh batch.
Yeah, new young guys coming in. You're hanging around these guys.
That's how we refer to
Yeah.
them.
Fresh
batch.
Sarah's like, oh yeah. She
The
likes
fresh-
the young guys.
Come over for a trip, meet the new guys when they come in.
That's not even true. I'm not going to take that.
Careful what you wish for.
I'll be knocking on your door.
So this is a more serious question.
Yeah.
But what do you envision 5-10 years down the road for yourself?
I don't know. That's a good question.
He's still thinking about the fresh batch.
I'm 27. So
Yeah.
a good time.
No, I'm not sure. Actually, I was lucky enough in Cardiff to have the opportunity to go back and do my school, which was awesome opportunity.
Like finish high school or?
No, I didn't. No, I did.
You didn't make it out of Cape
No, they
Breton.
got me in an MBA program, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
So I just finished that last year. So it was like a 1.5 year, 2-year program type of thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, no, thanks. So for me, that was huge, right? Because just to be able to get that done and kind of get my brain moving again, I guess you should say.
Just to have that.
But just to have the, because, a lot of guys when they retire from playing, it's kind of like, oh, like what now? And I'll still be in that phase, but it's just nice to have just a piece of paper with it, or, a degree.
An education, yeah.
You know what I mean? Something
It's a big
to fall back on. And I was very fortunate that, Cardiff, the team there and the school, I had that opportunity to do that. So that was awesome. But I don't know if I want to get into coaching or something hockey wise, or get into whatever business side or something. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would probably like to do something new, but you just who knows what that is. But
it will come.
Yeah,
figure it out one day at a time.
Yeah, it's that's a lot of athletes in general is kind of a tough. I don't want to say transition, but it's something you don't really like to think about too much until the time comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like that's a tough transition for anyone, even when you go from like university into working and things like that. But I can only imagine, I think as an athlete, as you're playing for so long, it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
fair.
It's gonna be weird. Even this year, I mean, but I still kind of I'm still skating. I still get into our studios there, the gym and stuff. So I'm still kind of acting. Yeah, like trying, just trying not to get too gone out of shape. So so I can come back. But anyways, it's
with a big comeback.
Well, if that even happens too, but it's just kind of been a cool year though, just to kind of try to look at different things or read about different things, figure out something that catches your interest. But at school, when I did the school, it was the business school, right? So I found it pretty interesting. Kind of, at certain points you're up doing your school all night, like, oh, I got a game tomorrow. You forget. I really enjoyed it. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have half a master's, and so less of an accomplishment. But I wasn't up all night enjoying it. I was submitting my papers at 3 and 4 a.m. not happy. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I think that's like a good
I enjoyed it. I did have a tough time hitting the submissions though. I missed like I'm very last minute as it is, and I'm late for everything. I'm just that type of person. And then to get the papers in, that was my most stressful thing. Like even watching the clock go down when the paper, I think I missed the first 2 deadlines or something by like 20 or 30 seconds, mixing up times.
Right.
But that was so stressful for me trying to get a paper in on time. It's I'm trying to proofread it. I don't know. It's a weird experience.
It's a very unique experience. It's not actually like real life, which is kind of a relief.
Yeah, no.
It's not. When I went back into my master's, I was like, I forget how to do school. It was a terrible experience.
How do you think I felt? I went from high school to
that would be
the master's program.
That would be hard.
It was so hard to. I thought the one thing I could do would be my presentations. I'm like, oh, my presentations would be good. And I got up there and when you're talking about things that you're not fully confident in, I kind of knew a little bit about it. I thought I knew more until I got up and had to talk about it. Then all of a sudden you're so nervous. I was the most nervous I've ever been. I was shaking and stuttering and it was quite an experience. even the teacher like kind of called me out laughing on it. I'm like, man, I haven't done this 15 years. So
but that's good that you did it. Like that's like how you get better.
Gets you out of your shell.
Most people don't do that, is what I've come to realize. So it's good that you've done it because we're comfortable in this. But and I did business school at X, but like in that you do public speaking all the time. But most humans don't do that. And so actually the practice of doing it is just good for you. It's like good practice. You're ahead.
Yeah, it gets you. But it's one of those things, if I had to get up and talk about hockey in front of 100 people, something you really know, it's or answer questions, you're not too bad with it. And then, but detail, or, you know, like relaying info that you're not really sure about to everyone else is like, oh, I found it tough. I got better though.
Yeah.
Did it. Passed.
Listen, you're the only one with a master's in this room, so credit to you. Good job.
We've got a couple games to play.
Yeah, so first off, one thing I want to say is when we met the other week, one thing you told Ashley and I was like, you have no ability to tell whether men are attractive or not.
I don't know how
I said her. Maybe
her. No, you said I can't tell a good-looking man. I couldn't tell you a good-looking man. And Ashley and I thought this was a lie.
It is her.
Well, we're going to find out.
Because one of my very good friends, Mitch, who also is part of Plumbers Golf, he was over a few weeks ago, and he was so into telling me which guys are good looking and aren't, and his wife or fiance and him disagreed on 90% of them. So he's like, I don't understand how women have such, you know, strong opinions about one guy and men. And so it was just interesting that this came up again.
Well, there's a number of factors because personality also weighs in. But in this instance, we're just going pure looks. And so we've got a selection of men here. We're going to try to train your radar. You ready? And if you're listening, you'll know who these men are. So you'll have your own opinions for all our listeners. And we're going to see what Steve Dixon thinks of these men. We're going to try to hone your male radar. Are you ready? We're going to turn this around.
So do you want me to pick the best one?
No, I just need you to tell us hot or not. It's maybe a 1 to 10.
Should we tell the listeners?
Yeah, so this is Ryan Boston, this first photo.
The Notebook.
I mean, I'm gonna say yes, just because I hear quite a bit about it.
You heard, but like you seem to be reluctant about his looks.
No, it looks good.
Good looking man. Okay, that's good. This is like an easy one to start. We're training you, right? Like this is so you're like, he's good looking. Next up. This is a British fellow, actually. So this is Richard Madden. What do you think?
I like his look. Yeah.
You like his look. You think he's attractive? That's
nice.
I mean, that's the right answer.
Because Sarah's obsessed.
Yeah, good hair.
Great hair. Yeah. You know, was in Game of Thrones. Super babe. Next up, we've got Zac Efron as a grown adult man.
Oh, I just thought of someone you should
add. I can't hear you. This is a stupid. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. So what do you think of Zac Efron?
Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah, nice hair.
So Mitch, my friend, thinks he's like the bar.
Zac Efron?
He's like the bar of good looking for men.
Oh, he is. He is like a very much a good looking man. I'm just pulling up an extra one. So Mark's just going to edit this one up a bit. So just, you just have a drink while we pull up the one last one. Hold on. We're just getting.
I think I like the.
Show him that one.
Maybe Efron looks like maybe he had a little work or something.
He did there. He did.
He had work done?
Looked like, well, he also has all makeup on there, which I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I
guys.
think.
Which is fine.
You like a more naturally rugged man.
You like a.
I'm into the rugged look.
All right. Well, here we go. Next up, we have Andy Sandberg. What do you think about him?
I don't know.
You're not sure.
No, I'm not sure. I would say no.
He's a no. He's a no. Okay, that's fair. I mean, I'll disagree with you, but that's okay. Yeah. That's because
he's funny.
I think we figured out I'm into the more rugged look. Right?
Yeah. So next up we have Liam Hemsworth.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, you're into him. He gets an immediate
yes. Mitch's Zac Efron and the Hemsworth brothers.
Where do we land on with Zac Efron for you?
I said he looks kind of strange in that picture.
Okay, so not for you necessarily.
No.
But Liam Hemsworth has
nice hair.
He's too perfect.
All right, what about Henry Goulding? He was a star from Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, and I saw him, I'm pretty sure I saw him on a pizza review. Am I correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Mark says yes.
He seems like a real personality, good personality too, from what I see.
So you're into him?
Yeah.
He's a babe?
He's in, yeah.
You don't have to be into him, sorry. But you think this will be a tell it. Okay. Next up, we've got Adam Driver. He was in Girls and in
That's a no. He's like,
I don't
why
know.
is he in the mix?
I don't think he's attractive either.
No,
I
me
don't.
either. It bothers me.
Okay, so
I mean, let's be clear to our listeners. We think everyone's beautiful.
Yes,
everyone's good.
For the
good,
sake of
yes.
this game and the purpose.
I'm hot or not.
Yeah.
Next up, we got someone you might be familiar with. His name is Sidney Crosby.
There he is. Yeah, that looks good.
He looks good. A babe,
Yeah,
a babe. And then last but not least, we have Harry Styles.
Nice hair.
Nice. Okay.
Also British.
Also British.
Yeah.
So you give him an okay.
He's
So
in, what was the
I think
band?
I like the beard though.
Yeah.
So is Liam Hemsworth then still your top? Is that what you're thinking?
I would say, yeah.
Okay. So I think all this game has proven is that you're actually very accurate at telling attractive men.
Today.
Better than I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you changed that like narrative?
Yeah, I think it might be.
You're good at it.
Good.
You can
I've
tell.
got a good eye now.
Do
You got a
have
good
this
eye.
I've got a good
problem
eye.
with females?
What's that?
Do you have this problem with females?
No, I don't think. I don't
That's not a challenge.
He's practiced a lot in that area.
know.
So we have one more game to play. Sarah and I play every episode we made it up. It's called
Okay.
Queenie Grams.
No, before
Queenie
we play
Grams.
this game,
Uh-oh, what?
we gotta ask him the question.
Okay.
Okay, before we play this game, this is a
Whoa.
question we ask every guest. What is lighting you up right now?
What is lighting me up?
Yeah,
What
what's making you
excites
excited? Lighting
She's
your
got
heart up.
swagger now. Look at her. She's leaning on it. Like,
I know, I'm moving the mic.
What excites me? I'd say. Jeez, I don't know.
like you can't.
But your
see
heart
it.
is happy about.
I would say just being home, and
Yeah.
it feels
Beautiful.
like summer's coming as well with this weather. It's
It's
kind of
very spring-like.
yeah, it's very. Looking forward to summer. Hopefully, we get this COVID behind us.
Yes.
We love that. We think that's a
Being
great
here in
answer.
Halifax. Yeah, we
And
love
just
it.
being home. Yeah.
Hallelujah. All right, Ash, take us away.
All right, I'll say it again. We're gonna play Queenie Graham. So Sarah and I made this game. You can pick any number between 1 and
100.
100.
Wow.
And you'll go, and then Sarah and I will
And we'll
go.
ask you a question.
So I just pick
You
a
can
number.
pick a number, 1 and 100, and then we're all gonna
Do
go
I
around.
tell you or?
Yeah, you tell us.
Okay.
Or I can guess. Would you prefer that? 59. I'm just
I
kidding.
say 18.
18.
Is
All
that
right.
your number?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, no, it used to be.
Okay.
I just like 18.
This is actually a
Nice.
good question for you because as we've made reference to, you've got a nice long flow, great hair. So if you go gray, are you going to dye your hair or let it go?
No, I let it go.
You let it go?
Hey Sarah, he's not into Zac Efron, and he's
I
not
like,
into. He wants to be rugged.
Well, I
He
don't know.
wants
Maybe
the salt and pepper.
I think
I
the
don't
salt
mind
pepper
that.
looks great.
I don't think.
I'm
I
just
think if I
curious.
went
Yeah.
gray, I wouldn't.
You're embracing it.
I wouldn't worry.
You could
about
be
it
a
too
silver
much.
fox with the long hair.
But who knows? Maybe you'll see me in 5 years. I'll have just
Jet
dyed
black
hair. I
hair.
have
You still have hair,
jet
so that's
black.
good,
Yeah,
right?
it's thinning out.
All right. Don't worry. You'll have 2 more questions to answer. Ash, pick a
Well,
number.
the answer is yes.
You're going to let your hair go gray.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm gonna die.
I'm also going to dye my hair. But we're really lucky. We don't have gray hair. Knock on wood.
I think
I get them in my I got gray in my beard,
Right.
which is weird. Just the odd one here and there.
it's
but
not that great.
my hair is like in my actual hair.
Just because
You
you're
could always dye it
27
blonde.
in your heart.
That's right. Just keeping young.
Keeping young. Ash, would I let my hair go gray? No, I wouldn't.
Okay,
Oh,
so you're 80.
Are you having a good time or
it's
what?
great. Yeah, it's good.
Ash, pick a number. Okay, Ash, what skill do you want to learn? This question's coming to you too, so get the thinking cap on.
What skill do I want to learn?
Yeah.
Well, that's a hard question. I'm gonna say, for the sake of this conversation as well, how to skate.
Oh, do you not know how to skate?
No, I do, but I haven't done it in so long. I'm convinced that I forgot.
You know what? I put on skates for the first time last year, like 5 years. I was not good at it.
Go down to the oval.
think
Yeah.
no, but that's like hell to me.
Okay.
There's too many kids and everyone's going. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I used to skate every day. We had a massive rink.
I remember that.
Ring.
I remember that.
And yeah, now I just feel like I don't remember how, but I probably do.
I think it's like riding a bike once you
That's what
hop
Jeff
back
says.
on the ice.
But it's easy for you guys to say.
Yeah, but
it does come back to you. The only thing I can't do
it'll
now
come
is
back
skate
probably
backwards.
easier than you think. Yeah.
Okay.
Should go into. We were out in the lake. What was it? Friday. Me and my buddies. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, Frog Pond.
Oh,
that's where I go.
Yeah. Okay.
So we had so much fun. Like we haven't been out there. That's another thing with COVID too. Like I've been doing stuff. We go play roller hockey or basketball, stuff I haven't done since I was a kid. So
that's true.
Kind of like nostalgic in a way. I guess. You know what I mean?
I was
even going out and playing pond hockey. We had a good laugh. It's like, hey, we haven't done this in a long time.
Well, I mean, if we get some more.
If it's cold enough this week, Ash, you and I will go.
Okay. I'll get some.
You got to get some skates.
I don't know where they are.
But now you have to tell us what's one skill you want to learn.
One skill. I don't know. Like I don't think I'll ever do it. And it's like a wild thing. But I look at people that like pilots, and I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Like when you can fly an airplane, I think that's so cool. But I'll probably never do it or try to. But I just think
Ash's dad is a pilot.
Really?
Well, he has his license. Yeah, he's gotten it. He used to fly planes when he was younger. My grandfather
in Cape Breton.
In Cape Breton,
Wow.
like one of those sea planes.
Oh, those are cool.
And then probably 10, 15 years ago, he got his license again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I think you have to really keep it up. So I
Yeah.
think he only did it for a little while. But
Yeah, I think
he loves it.
and it's you got to put in a lot of hours too,
Yeah.
like especially a lot of hours in the
And
plane. I had a
there's a lot
friend
to
that
know.
did it. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, but the chances of me doing it are probably zero. But I just think it'd be
You
awesome.
never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You
We
weren't
could get
planning on
it.
having an MBA, so
Yeah, you never know. But
There's
yeah,
a
I
lot
think
to
it'd be-
know. A lot to know about the weather and the.
Yeah, a lot
charts
goes
and
into
that.
it.
Yeah.
all right.
which is
skill.
probably a good thing because
Let's.
you'd
Yeah.
like to have your
Thank you.
pilot variant.
I mean,
Yes.
not a good time to be a pilot right now. Sadly.
I always
Oh.
think of being a pilot. I told your dad this. He didn't like this comment, but like I'm not a big fan of people flying on their own because I feel like I've just heard so many people
like
that's how they
recreational?
die.
Mm.
Like is their plane crashes in like some freak
Yeah, like the
accident.
smaller plane.
Yeah,
Mm.
and so I'm just like, don't do that.
No.
You know.
I think it was just like maybe he was 50,
Yeah.
it was a life thing he needed to revisit.
All right.
Sarah, what about you?
I want to learn how to ski backwards proficiently.
Ski backwards.
Switch skiing.
Wow, I never even knew that was a thing.
It's fun.
Wow.
Mark's really good at it.
Sarah
He'll
loves
ski
it.
into people.
I'm into skiing now. I've only been 3 times, I think, but I'm
We'll take
getting
you.
into it.
You want to learn how to ski backwards?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go. For some reason, number 83 keeps coming to me, even though we've answered this question recently. I feel like you're gonna have a good answer for us. So, what's the best concert you've ever been to? For me, oh God, I don't have an answer.
I know what one yours is. Didn't you go to Ibiza or?
Oh yeah,
something?
oh yeah, we just answered this. Yeah, it would definitely be Ultra and Split, but I also,
Oh wow.
yeah, that was fun. I had a good
Yeah.
story for that one, but
I like that one.
Yeah. I bet you do.
yeah, that was I really enjoyed that concert. But I will tell you, last week we went to see Carlton Stone play at the Carlton. I think because concerts are such a novelty right now, that really was awesome. Nice to just hear people sing.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
I'd say for me, I always liked the Eagles, and I went to the Eagles in Vancouver. What was it 2 years ago, 2 or 3? And just didn't even know they were in town. I think I saw it. I don't know if it was online or the sign. I was like, oh, let's see if there's tickets. We ended up getting floor seats, which were cheaper than upper bowl seats. It was very bizarre. I thought maybe there was something wrong with the seats. When we got there, we're like, no, these are sweet.
Maybe the older people didn't want to sit
Down on the
I'm
floor.
not sure, yeah. Because I'm like, why are these seats cheaper than upper bowlers? I'm like, this is
That was a mistake.
bizarre. Yeah. Anyways, we went and it was awesome. I just always liked the Eagles.
I'm with you.
So being able to see them live, and they were so good.
I saw them once.
What do you
Moncton.
think? They're so
I don't
good.
remember.
Oh, well, tell us about
No,
that.
I do,
story.
but it was at the Hill,
Yeah.
Hill, and there was just so many
Yeah.
people, and we had been drinking all day. And I might as well have watched them at home on my TV because they were so far away. But I love the Eagles.
I love the Eagles.
And I got to see, I saw Eric Clapton once too. That was any of those bands that, or groups or whoever it is that's been around many years, I think, they got to be good live, right? So
they're so good.
Anyone who's been around for a while, I like to go see if I can.
Yeah. We're with you.
I'm going to say Thomas Rhett.
Oh, our man. Don't change it.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Do you like country?
Yeah.
You like national.
You might be the only soul who's been in here with us who says, yes, I do know who Thomas Rhett is. This is good.
That's shocking how many don't.
Look, Mark's even impressed by this.
Best concert ever.
Know the name. I couldn't name a song off by heart, but I know
Die a Happy Man, Unforgettable. We'll just keep going.
God gave her.
Yeah.
Very good. We'll sing one for you.
Yeah, okay. We're good. We're gonna go with this. This has been awesome to have you in with us.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks so much for having me.
Where can people find you online if they want to follow you?
Not your address.
Yeah, don't tell us
Whenever
you say that, that's what it makes me think. I live in.
What's your mailing address and phone number, and how can people find you? And email.
No, I don't.
You can.
I've got Instagram, but
there you go. Where can people find you on Instagram?
Just trying to think what my handle. I think it's SJ.
Oh, let's confirm.
Dixon.
SJ Dixon 18.
Oh, let's just figure this out.
I love that you don't know that. Man.
You're right. SJ Dixon 18.
Yes.
So that's how you can follow.
But I don't have Twitter.
It's a verified account, so if you're following that one,
that was a funny story too.
Why don't you share that with us before we wrap?
Well, that was so I was playing in a city called Wolfsburg, and they have like a really good soccer team there. Plays in the Bundesliga, like the top league in Germany. Really, really big team, big club, and that's where they make Volkswagen cars. So they love. What was I going to say there?
I don't know what they love.
They love their.
I can't remember.
Safety.
I can't remember.
Soccer.
Anyways,
they love hockey players.
The stadium is like Volkswagen.
Yeah, Volkswagen. Everything. Volkswagen literally owns the whole city. Like
amazing.
The apartments are all Volkswagen owned. Like they own everything. It's crazy. So they own a soccer team, a basketball team, and our hockey team is owned by Volkswagen. And so they had a social media guy this year. I think it was my last year. He came in kind of giving us a talk about social media, things to do, not to do. And
I would love to know that.
I don't.
Do not send your credit card information to women. Okay.
But like this soccer team, like these guys are like rock stars, right? So this guy works with the soccer team.
Okay.
And he talked to us, and obviously, you know, in Wolfsburg, hockey was not a smaller population. There was not many fans. Like he obviously probably was never to a hockey game. So I guess he was thinking maybe it's like the soccer team. I don't know. He's like talking to us, and he's like, "Yeah, you guys, like, you know, you got to be careful with, you know, people making up fake accounts." We're kind of looking at each other like, "This guy must think we're on the soccer team or something." Then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys blue check marks." We're like, "All right." Like we were just kind of laughing, like, "Yeah, that's pretty cool." And then like 3 days later, we all woke up and we had blue check marks. Crazy.
That's awesome. Those are hard to get now.
Yeah, it was
yes,
like
congratulations.
Yeah, it was like our social media guy gave them everyone's handle and that.
So he didn't want any fake.
That was this is what they. That's why we were kind of dying laughing because like we obviously thought like the hockey was as big as the soccer, which it was not. And I'm like, all right, well, you're not going to say no, right? You guys going to get your blue checker, yeah. Anyways, my buddies had such a laugh. Like, I probably shouldn't have told the story. Maybe it'll get taken away now.
No,
I'm not sure Instagram's like stealing. Maybe. When we get a blue check, then you'll have something to worry about.
That's how we'll know we made it.
When
people
we should just call the guy that got it for Steve, and then we'll have one too. Do you have his number? Anyways,
this is the only time I met the guy. I don't even remember his name. Thank you, that guy. Anyways,
shut up.
Thanks for the
love
blue
that
check.
story. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Hearing more about your career and hanging out with us.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Thanks a lot.